The homeowner actually spoke out. His name is Ladin Trifonovich, and he stated that David has broken his lease at this specific property. He said that David signed a lease with him last year in February of 2024, which just so happens to be the same month that Celeste was first reported missing, and now he is no longer staying there.
The homeowner actually spoke out. His name, Ladin Trifonovic, and what he said instantly made everything 10 times messier. According to him, David straight up broke his lease at that property. Yeah, he signed that lease in February 2024, the exact same month that Celeste was first reported missing, and now he's gone, vanished, no longer staying there. And people online, especially on Reddit, are running wild with this. Whole threads accusing David of just sitting at home playing Fortnite like nothing's wrong, just chilling, waiting for cops to come knocking. And that raises the big question: why hasn't he been taken into custody yet? Because let's keep it real, everyone is already convinced he's guilty. The so-called evidence, or at least the part that's been made public, points right at him. A body was literally found in his trunk. She was underage. She was his girlfriend. Like, what are we even talking about? So why the hesitation from the authorities? Well, because it's messier than people think. For starters, David's been on a full-blown social media cleanup mission. He's deleting posts, locking things down, allegedly running his own subreddit like a dictator, and cutting off any convo that mentions the case. Reddit users started noticing real quick that posts criticizing David or even just raising questions about Celeste would mysteriously vanish. And guess what? David or his team are the only moderators on his official subreddit, Tribune PK Report. Yeah, so now it looks like he's been trying to rewrite history in real time. Then, boom, the subreddit gets locked down entirely. No new posts, no public discussions. You can't even comment without approval now. Basically, the whole conversation about one of the most disturbing cases in recent music history just got gatekept.
So this is circulating just 4 hours ago in the David subreddit. Discord staff thinking about purging evidence, okay? So this is a comment that says there's been 1,000 DMs and a bunch of posts, so I just thought I'd clear that up. Staff statement regarding the situation is in announcements. My fault for the double ping. I deleted it by accident. Someone's saying help purge. Group command purge deletes the specified amount of messages from the current channel. And they're basically saying you can type in purge Jonathan 30, it will delete all of those messages in the chat. So they're literally getting to the point they're using prompts, and now people are saying save this image. They're tampering with evidence, which is a crime.
And then it gets wilder. Screenshots start floating around from his Discord. Mods talking about purging chats, deleting DMs, wiping posts, literally typing out commands like /purge30 to nuke evidence. That's not speculation, that's obstruction, tampering with evidence, straight up crime. Then you got people claiming they had no idea about Celeste's age. One mod said he thought she was 18 or 19. Like, really? That's your excuse? A heartbreaking blind spot if I ever heard one.
I can't lie. David, definitely going to need to see him behind bars based on everything that we've seen, in my opinion. This Moji guy, might need to throw him behind bars for a little bit too. Hey everyone, I've spoken to Moji directly, voice to voice, and he has no information about the case. Please stop reaching out, because because he deleted it already? Please stop reaching out to his family. It's wrong and disrespectful. Moji has nothing to do with David or Celeste. He didn't even know about Celeste. A while back, he made a joke in David's server about liking kids, but at that time, Moji was also a minor. He's since moved on with his life. Oh, he's moved on with his life. Oh, okay. He's moved on with his life. And he's currently in a relationship with someone in her 20s. Thanks for specifying the age. The fact you have to do that is a bad look. Moji, boy, come here. Boy, come here. All right, come here. Who's the rapper? Rappers always be saying that, man. Come here. I remember Queso saying, come here. Boy, come here. Come back. Come back. Come back. We're going to need to see what these logs are about. Ain't no moving on with your life, man. Ain't no moving on. Ain't no currently in a relationship with someone in her 20s, man. Come back. We have to talk about these Discord logs, man. Come back. Come here. Let me hear about this. Moji is just a Canadian guy who happened to meet David on Fortnite. He's not a manager. He's not involved in any of this. He says he doesn't even like David. Just leave him alone. Oh, the feds are just going to leave him alone then. The feds are just going to leave Moji alone. Moji, you cooked, my man. Moji, if you watch this, you're in big trouble, homie. You're a bad hombre, right? You're a bad dude. You're going to have to face some consequences, okay? The D4vd of consequences rarely comes lubed, my friends. Okay, he made multiple jokes in 2025 though. Just one of many is below. What's the excuse for that? Oh, I was a no. All right. People are saying it was all a troll, but really bad timing. No, sir. How's it fake when he admits it here? Stop deriding, alright? Feel free to find the Discord archive and see the fake things he deleted himself. We only have 12 months in a year, July the 18th, dog, bro. You are stupid. Who is this person that is defending him? You are him! You sick, you twisted, depraved, subhuman trash. Even if you're not, you're still in the same bracket as him. I feel like ending things just so I stop breathing the same oxygen as you bacterial.
And then we gotta talk about this Moji guy. His name keeps getting dragged into this. Some say he needs to be behind bars too. Others swear he's innocent. People claim he made jokes in David's server about liking kids, jokes that don't age well at all. And yeah, back then, Moji was technically a minor too, but bruh, that doesn't excuse it. Then comes the clarification that Moji's grown now, dating someone in her 20s. Okay, and what? That's not the point. So people start pressing him. He hops on voice calls saying, I don't even know Celeste, leave my family alone. But the internet, it's not letting go. They're dragging up old logs, old jokes, contradictions, and honestly, whether he was trolling or not, the timing and the context make it look bad, real bad. But here's where it gets tricky. Everyone keeps asking, if the girl's body was literally found in David's car, why no arrest? Isn't that enough? The answer is no, it's not. Not legally. For one, David wasn't even in the car when the body was discovered. He's got multiple vehicles. At the time, he was reportedly on tour, so the cops can't just slap cuffs on him off suspicion alone. They need ironclad evidence, DNA, timelines, devices, surveillance, all airtight enough to survive in court. So right now, LAPD is moving slow and methodical. They're serving warrants, confiscating his electronics, digging through drains for traces of evidence. They even pull a warrant on his phone, combing through texts, deleted photos, old messages, everything. They're building the case brick by brick. Because here's the truth. Rushing an arrest too soon could blow everything up. And nobody wants to see David walk free on a technicality.
David's manager, Josh, was actually the one whose name is on this rental property. So he's the one who broke the lease. And according to my sources, it seems like David is likely going to be dropped by not just his manager in the near future, but by his record label too. Ties are definitely starting to be cut. Now remember last week on September 17th, 2025, professionals from the robbery homicide division served a search warrant at this specific property. They ended up going inside and collecting evidence. They took a few electronic devices, but they were also checking all of the drains in the home for evidence. Whether anything of evidentiary value came from that search or from the item seized, we don't know at the moment. That is not public knowledge. Now, I was told a little bit ago that there was a search warrant that was obtained for David's cell phone, so authorities probably right now are combing through all of his text messages, going through all of his photos, going through all of his social media videos, his posts. They're probably already even doing forensics on his phone to recover old messages, deleted photos, things of that nature. So even though there has not been an arrest made yet, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in order to connect all of these dots. So trust and believe that if David had any involvement in Celeste unaliving, if he was responsible for her unaliving, it will be uncovered and he will be arrested. It's just gonna take some time.
Meanwhile, David hasn't exactly been helping himself. In August, he posted this super eerie video promoting new music. Shot in New Mexico during a break in his tour, he's in a sketchy motel looking spot, waving goodbye to a girl who eerily resembles Celeste. Not her, but the resemblance way too close to be coincidence. And then the lyrics. He's talking about needing space, losing someone he loved, being replaced. Fans immediately started speculating. Was this about Celeste? Was this his twisted way of hinting at what went down? And now here's where you know things are serious. David has lawyered up heavy. He hired Blair Burke, one of California's top defense attorneys. The kind of lawyer you don't call unless you're bracing for the fight of your life. And that's exactly why police are taking their time. They know his legal team's gonna tear apart weak evidence. Everything has to be bulletproof.
Right, now let's talk about this video right here that David recently posted on social media promoting a new upcoming song of his. Now, it's a very creepy video. He's in like a sketchy area. There's a girl walking up to him. He waves goodbye. There's like a motel, a garage. Now, the girl in this video does look like Celeste. However, it's not Celeste. This is actually one of David's friends who I'm not going to name on here. I believe that her looking like Celeste in this video was intentional though. Now, the lyrics to this song seem to indicate that he's feeling sad over the loss of a romantic relationship. He says that I needed some space from you because I couldn't wait on you. He says you're in love with my replacement, and he's waiting for the day that he becomes this person who he's lost's favorite. Could this have been about Celeste? I honestly think it could have been. This indicates that maybe she had moved on from him, that he was upset about that, which yes, could suggest motive on David's part, but it also could indicate that someone who Celeste may have been dealing with prior to her death in a romantic way did something to her. All options are on the table at this point, so I'm just keeping an open mind here. Now, this specific video was posted to David's second IG account on August 12th, 2025, and a lot of people were trying to figure out where this actually was at, and it appears that this was actually somewhere in New Mexico. The top is a screenshot from David's video, the bottom is a screenshot from Google Earth, and again, the top is a screenshot from David's video, the bottom is a screenshot from Google Earth. Both of these locations are in New Mexico, relatively close to one another, and this had to have been filmed while he was on tour. On August 5th, he was performing in Del Mar, California. On the 6th, he was performing in Phoenix, Arizona. On August 8th, he was in Dallas, and then on 9th, he was in Austin. You know what state is in between Arizona and Texas? New Mexico. So for everyone saying David's on tour, he couldn't have been doing this, he was on tour, he couldn't have been there, he couldn't have been here, this is proof right here that he is doing stuff while on tour during his breaks. And a lot of people are saying that they believe the location in this video is where Celeste was unalived by David. I don't think so. I think that she was deceased prior to this video ever being filmed. Now, in the midst of all of this stuff coming out, David has retained an attorney. Her name is Blair Burke, and she is a very prominent, successful defense attorney in California. So I have a feeling that he is preparing for the worst, and that is why he has hired the best.
Let's backtrack to the discovery itself. September 8th, a tow truck driver smells something foul coming from a Tesla impounded in Hollywood. The car belonged to David Anthony Burke. They popped the trunk, and there she was, the body of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, missing since early 2024. The decomposition was so advanced, experts are struggling to establish cause and time of death, but the identifiers matched. The bracelet, the tattoo, the clothing, details no one could ignore. And then the insider started talking. Friends, acquaintances, people who had been around David. Stories about parties, tattoo sessions, stream kickbacks, and Celeste being shuffled off to the side whenever David went live. Even a tattoo artist reportedly refused to ink her, saying she looked way too young. And David, he brushed it off, claimed she was 19, got annoyed when people pushed back. Red flag city.
All right. Do you guys know who posted this? Anybody from Inland Empire, San Bernardino, whose name starts with a J and is a female tattoo artist? This plays a huge role in the story. If this story is real, let me know. Now, this is a long post of somebody basically saying that they spoke to David, and David actually gave his thoughts on the scenario. You're not going to believe this one, okay? This one says, so I have a friend who was friends with David, and I was around David because of him. Hang on, let me... Okay. All right, I'm going to have to read it. I'm going to have to test my eyesight on this one, okay? I'll make myself a bit smaller so you can read it at your own pace if you wish, all right? Because I'm such a nice guy. I'm tiny now. Look how small I am. Anyway, so I have a friend who was friends with David, and I was around David because of him. Heads up, it's a long read. My friend and I found out about the car September the 8th, and my friend contacted David after, and he just responded with, I can't say anything about that because I don't know what's going on. My car was stolen, and I'm talking to the police. That was the last thing David said. As things started to come out online and the ID of the victim, we realized that the body found was the one of his girlfriend Celeste, the 19-year-old who we met a few times at his after shows, kickbacks, and parties. One thing I can talk about that I'm 100% sure of is that the two Celeste, because I've met them both and I've spoken to them both. One thing about that looking back that I find weird is that when they were both in the same room, the older one calls herself CC. If one was there and the other wasn't there, she would call herself Celeste. Now, I wasn't too close to David, but my friend was. He was always invited to events or kickbacks at his place or his shows, at hotels, and he would bring him with me. He was always surrounded by other streamers and TikTokers, Mark's fat ass, and this guy Ben. Now, when he would stream with other people at his place, he would pull Celeste the minor to the side and tell her he was going to stream and she can watch him in the room, so the girl would go hide out. I specifically remember this because it happened during a tattoo party that he threw, and there was a female artist, Jay, who came from the Inland Empire, San Bernardino. I believe, and she actually refused to tattoo minor Celeste because she needed an actual copy of her consent forms, and the minor Celeste was asking for a butterfly behind her neck like CC, and I remember that the artist kept saying no, and David started to get annoyed and told the artist that she'd lost out on clientele, that he was going to bring her, and said that was fine. She just had a policy like this. He had a policy that he likes to follow, like his NDA, and he tried to tell the artist Jay that Celeste already had tattoos and she shouldn't worry about it because she's 19. She told David, look, I'm not gonna lie, she looks 13, I need the ID, respect your NDA and respect my policy. He just said okay and pulled Celeste to the side and told her he was going to call his other artist later and that he was going to stream and that she should go to the room and that she can come out when he's done. He kissed her on the forehead, came back to Jay and apologized to her and gave her a side hug. By the way, I was getting tattooed. Cherry blossoms on the inside of my wrist. It's posted on her Instagram with purple nails, and my friend didn't get anything that day, but he did get a Princess Mononoke tattoo on his back by her last tattoo. The last tattoo event that David had in May of last year. When this back and forth was happening and when he left, I asked her if this was the first time she'd tattooed him, and she said no, and that it was her second time. Her second time there because last party this fat guy named Mark told her Celeste was a minor, but she wasn't sure if it was true or not. But if so, Jay wanted nothing to do with that stuff, and she didn't understand why the last party she came and that CC girl was getting called a different name. She couldn't remember what it was, but it wasn't Celeste. I tried reaching out to that artist Jay on Instagram to see what happened after the last party. I seen her when my friend got tattooed by her around May of 2024. It was before David's My House Is Not a Home tour, but no reply. And I tried again recently, but noticed she hasn't gotten posted since November of last year, which is scary. I believe the last time that David contacted my friend was when he played a show in San Diego on August the 5th. Also, I'm hearing that the older Celeste is claiming that she never knew or met Celeste, and that's a damn lie, because this is Celeste in the back, and that's her looking annoyed and miserable as usual. When I spoke to her, she always seemed bothered when David's girlfriend was around and she wasn't getting his attention. I don't know, it always seemed like a love triangle, so I thought. Also, I find it weird that there's no information on David's whereabouts now, and he blocked my friend because he sent him a text and it was a green bubble. He does have a family in Texas, and I know that he's from New York City, so maybe he's out there hiding. But let's hope when Celeste gets justice, and the older Celeste needs to be questioned too, because it's crazy odd that she was seen wearing a dead girl's clothes and she always gave me bad vibes. That is bizarre, and it's very...
Meanwhile, Celeste's family is shattered. Her brother Matthew spoke out, barely holding back tears, saying he's just trying to stay positive. A GoFundMe was launched for funeral costs, and people worldwide are contributing. On the industry side, the fallout is huge. Tours canceled, labels distancing themselves, fans divided, some still clinging to his music, others disgusted, and then his songs like Romantic Homicide resurface on the charts, but now with a chilling undertone. What once felt like heartbreak music now feels like prophecy. So here's where it all lands. This isn't just about one artist anymore. It's about fame, power, grooming allegations, and how the internet becomes the courtroom when the real one is moving too slow. Law enforcement is cautious, fans are furious, the industry is silent, and David, he's ghost. His socials wiped, his show's gone, holed up in his Hollywood mansion while the world waits for the inevitable knock at his door. And until then, the speculation, the theories, the chaos, it's only going to get louder. Because when you got a body in your trunk, a wiped online presence, and a lawyer like Blair Burke on speed dial, one thing's clear. David knows what's coming.